What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends. It's Friday, been a long week, so we are on our free-to-play Friday episode. Going to be kind of a quick episode tonight. There is some pretty nasty weather moving in later, so I kind of have to be on weather watch this evening, so not a lot of time to really sit down and do too much. But we're here in the arena, going to finish up our arena matches here for our daily. Then we're going to get into some other stuff. We'll do some clan boss. Got some cool stuff going on there. And also, we were talking about the spider speed team last week, trying to get it to the point where it's pretty consistent. And I think we've got it, so we'll show that off a little bit as well. But let's just go ahead and jump in here. And we got a couple of hopefully easy pickings here to get our daily quest finished. So we'll go ahead and take care of that. Also wanted to say a big thank you for the response to my video about the Sacred Shard drama that happened yesterday. I did not expect that video to blow up the way it did. I woke up this morning to almost 3,000 views, so I was just like, wow, that was pretty insane. I haven't had videos blow up like that since I used to do Warframe and Destiny stuff way back in the day, so that was kind of cool. Obviously, I do this as a hobby on YouTube, so I don't really care much about views. I like to make content that I enjoy, but it's still kind of cool to see that the community receives things and enjoys them, so that was pretty neat. And really, unfortunately, I haven't seen too many other people talking about that situation, so, you know, Plarium came out today, actually, and just like I thought they would, they made an announcement, and they basically, like, they blamed the community almost for it, like, oh, people took advantage of this, and it's, you know, the code took the servers down, and they just some BS excuse. And they basically didn't even address it, and then they immediately went into, oh, hey, it's 2x voids, don't forget, you know, it's 2x voids, make sure you get your shards, and, you know, typical Plarium fashion, so it's unfortunate to see, and really, you know, like I said, they're just going to sweep it under the rug, and they're not going to do anything about it. It'd be interesting to see if we even get compensation for the servers being down all day yesterday, so we'll see what happens there. Trying to see if I want to try any of these teams for my last one here. This guy right here, underestimate me, not with that team. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we'd even want to mess with that. We don't want to mess with Tormund. Let's see if we're faster than her Lysandra. I doubt it, but we'll see. We'll either get rolled here or, okay, yeah, we're gonna get rolled. It's tough in Gold 4 now. If you don't have like 330 plus speed, it's hard to even compete in the lower ends now. It just gets absolutely crazy. But we got our arena done for the day, so let's get out of there. We got a good bit of energy. See, our silver is kind of low. I've actually been farming silver all week and dumping it into my clan boss team. We've got some really cool stuff going on with that we'll talk about here in a minute. Let's jump into dungeons real quick. We do have a 2x speed going on in the Dragon's Lair, so I'll probably jump in there a little bit later on. But I have just been farming the crap out of Spider 20. You see here we got a 13-second time, and let's hope it works. But I've got it to the point now where the only thing we have to worry about is whether or not the 3% resist kicks in on Ragnar's debuffs. So we see we got the decreased defense, we got the weaken. The damage now is pretty consistent. I figured out what the problem was. It was that none of my Cold Hearts had their Heart Seekers booked, so they weren't doing very consistent damage. But there you go. It's basically good now. This usually works about 80% of the time, and I'm able to just sit here and farm artifacts all day long. You'll see when we go into our champions that we now have a lot of pretty decent artifacts. That's kind of been the cool thing here, is getting this farm team going. We can basically farm these artifacts now. We can farm silver. We can actually roll gear. The last artifact enhancement that happened, I think it was earlier this week, I was able to complete the entire thing very easily now because I can just sit here and basically farm silver all day long. I've been using all my auto battles in Spider and just, you know, only keeping the 6-star gear, selling most of the 5-star stuff, and just rolling through it. So it's pretty cool. Got a nice little team here, and we'll just farm this for as long as we need to, and it's pretty consistent. And you know, we're just selling most of this stuff, so we just collect the silver. And of course, like I said, it's all dependent on what happens with Ragnar. He's got the 100% decreased defense and weaken, and it usually hits. There's just that 3% resistance built in with the spider, like there is in everything else in this game. But since he's void, it usually will hit there, and then from there on, it's just everybody using their big damage ability, and we can usually clear it in 13 seconds. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with this, and now it's going to give us a lot of silver so we can start working on other areas of the game. And it's been really instrumental in helping us move our clan boss team into a much better territory. So there you go. Yeah, I saw that too. Okay, cool. Let me jump out of here real quick. We'll go into edit team. I'll show you guys the team setup here so you can kind of see how this works. If we get these stupid quest pop-ups to go away. There we go. All right, where are we at here? Spider 20 nuke team. All right. So we got Royal Guard in the lead, basically for his attack aura to give us a little bit of extra attack. He's going to be going with his takedown as his first ability. Ragnar is going to be going with Gleam of Avarice. For his first ability, that's basically the 100% weaken and decrease defense. Now, he does put a 50% increased attack on himself, but I haven't actually finished his masteries to the point where he's doing any kind of damage. Eventually, we're going to build him up so we'll be able to use him in Faction Wars as well, so we're kind of working on that too. And then Cold Hearts are basically all go with the Heart Seeker. You can see the crit damage on them, 222, 225, 217, which is pretty much enough to get the job done there. So that's basically how the team setup works, and as you can see, it's pretty effective and is now allowing us to farm away. So we'll jump in there. I think we have Doom Tower tonight too, I forgot. So just to show you guys real quick, actually for the first time, I didn't think we would get very far in this rotation because the last time this rotation was up, I think I got stopped on floor 50. I couldn't get past Bommel, but we did beat him this time. I can kind of show you the team we used there to get through this. And then also last night, much to my surprise, I actually did get through and beat floor 90, actually using Vergis, who is our new MVP of the account. We're going to talk about him a little bit here too. I've been working on him all week. And then Drexstar, of course, this guy is just amazing. He's great everywhere. And we kind of have Mountain King in there just to do some single target damage. Melga's got shields. She's got revive. Velgoth's got shield set. He's got the healing. So, and then Vergis' kit is just really, really good for boss fights. So yeah, we got through it. Tonight we got to go up and try to push through floor 100, which I think is going to be Scarab King. So we'll see if we can take that. This is the only normal rotation I haven't finished yet, so we can still get the cool goat avatar up at the top. So we'll be shooting for that over the next couple days. And the other cool thing is we are getting very close to getting... Where is he? Akoth. So I don't think we can... I think we'll only get 9 more shards if we finish every secret room. So the next rotation of Doom Tower we'll be able to get Akoth, which is pretty cool. He's another cool HP burn champ that we can probably use against the Hydra and then some other areas as well. So that way we won't have to take Sissy apart from her spider build. We can just use Akoth instead. But we're really not focusing on Hydra too much right now. It's something I'm not really paying too much attention to, at least on this account. My other main account, I'm definitely working toward it since I'm more in-game there, but this account, we're kind of just ignoring it as we work on other things. All right, so we've got our quest finished here. Got our advance done, but let us talk about Clan Boss, because we're making some moves here. Remember our last couple weeks we've been talking about the frustrations of going from Nightmare to Ultra Nightmare, but you can see here today we actually did a key for 21.6. So I'm actually pretty much auto 2 key now for Nightmare, and I think I put together a team that's going to work pretty well for Ultra Nightmare going forward. We'll have to build up some gear. I'll show it to you here in a minute, but I'm going to throw up a couple screenshots here of the week. What I've been doing is I've been 2 keying Nightmare, and then I've been doing test keys on Ultra Nightmare instead of doing Brutal. And I think I had like a 14 million and then a 15 million, and then last night I actually hit an 18 million on Force Affinity, which is the hardest one basically for me, and 18 million is what we need to be able to 4 key. It's actually a little bit over. It's about 70. If you can get 4 keys on 18, you can get 72 million, which is just over, clears it by a little bit. So 17 to 18 is kind of what we're looking for. So let's just jump into Nightmare, and we can kind of talk about what we got going on here. So I'm still running Vergis, even though he's weak affinity here. And what I've done is I've actually gone in and we've replaced Frozen Banshee with Urgrim because I've been testing it on my main account, and Urgrim is fully capable of equaling Frozen Banshees poison damage output, and he also brings a lot more in his kit with the healing and a debuff removal. So he's become a really strong part of our team now, and he does not have books yet, so I'm actually really excited to get books in him because he's been doing solid damage even without his books done. I went ahead and built Vergis because he gives us a little bit more of a reliable ally protection champion than Jareg, because Jareg's issue is I just can't seem to build him where he's either got enough defense or enough HP. Now Vergis is a defense champ, so it's easy to build him out, and I've kind of taken a different approach now, moving up to Ultra Nightmare. We've been building our champs now with a ton of defense, not really worrying too much about HP, and that's why we have Urgrim in there as well, because that speed lead allows us to take a little bit of a break on the speed requirements, so we can also use that to build more defense onto these champions. We'll go through, I'll show you guys how I've been rebuilding everybody here a little bit later. So I used Rosin earlier because I wanted to see the damage output with him on this team. We got to 21 million, so actually what I'm going to do here, and hopefully we still get the 2 key, is I want to bring in Ninja and see how he does against same affinity. Ninja's who I would normally use against Spirit. I finished building him this week. He's got all his masteries done down to War Master. I've built him up as sturdily as I can, but he's got a very low base defense, so it's hard to get him up around that 4,000 number. But I'm going to be using him in Ultra Nightmare against the Spirit boss, and then I've got Rosin, hopefully to use against Magic if Ninja can't do it. We did get Fane from that promotion. I don't know if I'm really going to do much with her, but I may just stick with Ninja and Rosin and rotate them in and out, depending on who is going to be able to do a little bit more. So we're just on Nightmare for this one, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to give Ninja a shot here, since earlier we tested it out with Rosin to see how much damage he could do. The cool thing with Ninja is he basically just ramps up as the fight goes on. So, and hopefully his A1, yeah, he hits that decreased defense on his A1. Vergis is going to weak hit here, but we're not really too concerned with Vergis doing damage. He's basically in there for his kit to protect the team and get his shields up. He's just got a really, really good kit overall. We're just going to basically go through here and see if we can get some HP burn up. Just A1, pretty much everyone else. Going to wait till after the stun comes through to throw up the rest of our other stuff here. Just get some poisons out on the clan boss. See, we got the attack down is up, so we should be good there. I had to kind of rebuild Aox a little bit. He was still a little bit fragile, so I kind of went through and rebuilt him today and was able to get him in a good spot now to where he's going there. All right, so we're going to just auto from here and see how they do. And then after this, we're actually going to jump in. We'll go do an Ultra Nightmare key and see how they do on that, since we've been progressing so well there. And once I get, I'm not going to start doing Ultra Nightmare yet until I know I have a comfortable 4 key at the very least. And then when I get to that area, then I'm going to start moving over to Ultra Nightmare and start going for that top chest every day instead of just doing Nightmare all the time. Now, the only thing we lose taking Rosin out is we lose that buff removal on his A1, so normally he can take the attack up off the clan boss. I need Aox to go with that decrease attack. That's kind of what he's going to be in for. We were using Jareg before because he has it on his A1, but again, I'm just having a real hard time getting Jareg to the point where he's, where I'm able to use him consistently. I think what's going to happen is, the thing is now we've built probably 7 or 8 different clan boss champions, so we have a little bit of a rotation, and probably what I'll wind up doing is bringing Jareg in for the spirit boss. Maybe instead, I don't know, maybe instead of Aox or Skullcrusher, one of the two. If I can sub him in for Skullcrusher and keep the ally protection and still get the damage even without the counter attack, maybe we'll do that. Or I could bring him in instead of Aox for the attack down, but the problem there is we then lose that debuff extension. That's what makes Aox so good here. If we look at info, you can see that we have decreased attack up basically on the clan boss for 8 more turns, which is going to be plenty, because every time he attacks and hits Aox with that AoE, it's going to extend more of those debuffs, and that's kind of the cool thing with Aox. So we really don't want to take him out if we can avoid it, and so I have to see how sturdy he is for Spirit, because he's we're still kind of in the mode of rebuilding a lot of these champions. And that's the thing too, is we're doing this pretty much with gear that's not amazing. The gear's decent, but it's not like really a solid in-game gear or anything like that. So I was kind of proud when we hit the 18 million key last night. Just kind of made me feel good. I'm like, hey, I still know what I'm doing. I still know how to build a build a team, considering I use Bat Eater on my main account, and I've been using Bat Eater for a long time now, so I haven't had to really touch Clan Boss on my main account in it's probably been 5 or 6 months now. So it was nice to see that I still could build something halfway decent. That sort of worked. It just seems to be doing pretty good here. But as long as we keep that attack down up on the Clan Boss, that really helps us survive for a longer period of time. But pretty much everybody on the screen here, other than Ninja, is built very, very sturdy at this point. Alright, so just a little over 13 at turn 20. Kind of just watch and see here to see who struggles. That's kind of what you want to do too. When you watch your run, see which champion is going down the first, see who's dying the fastest, who's struggling to stay alive, and that's kind of who you will focus on working on in order to build them back up a little bit. And then you just kind of, every time you run it, you just kind of watch and see like which champion can I try to improve. All right, 15 million is still looking pretty good here. Ninja's taking a little bit of damage, but he's got lifesteal gear, so he's able to heal up pretty quickly, because he does do quite a bit of damage. That was a big shot there. But see, the nice thing with Ninja, he does heal up to full, basically off that lifesteal gear. Same thing with pretty much everybody on this team. The one thing I did do is I now put everybody in crit rate gloves, because I was using defense and HP percent gloves before to get survivability. But then what I realized is it's easier to get more damage earlier in the run if you go with crit rate, and then you usually are able to get enough damage that way to you still get the 2 key on Nightmare at least, even with a shorter amount of turns. You're right at 18, I think. Okay, Ninja survived that. That's good. So he's back to full. Okay, we got some good healing going in here. I think, yeah, this is going to be, we're going to get this 2 key easy. Like I said, it'll just be interesting to see what Ninja does here damage-wise, since he is same affinity. But this is kind of the utility that Urgrim brings to the table. You see here, like if we had Frozen Banshee in, she'd probably be dead already. But Urgrim puts out the poison, and he also does all this healing, which just between, okay, there we go, you lose Urgrim. But we're well over the 2 key, so we're fine. So Aox can heal here. Vergis can put out a little bit of healing. Urgrim can heal. And then everybody's in lifesteal, so we've got a lot of tankiness here, a lot of healing. I mean, they're still going here. Turn 31, doing pretty solid. But Clan Boss is going to start hitting us pretty hard here. Yeah, you see Ninja's hitting for like 100k when he procs at War Master. That's a big shot. Wow, this is a pretty nice key, 23.4. Okay, we lose Ninja there. That's not surprising. He's only at like 3,200 defense, so that's really not surprising that he went down. Finally, it's turn 35. So yeah, here's the damage is just becoming a little bit too much here. So wow, Skull Crusher just survived, just barely. So we might get one more turn out of Skull Crusher here. Yep, there we go. All right, 24.2. Not bad. Ninja coming in with 9.4. Okay, so he definitely did a lot more damage there on than Rosin did against the same affinity. And then Urgrim coming in with the 6.3. And once we get some books in him, that number will be going up. And then you have Vergis, who actually a respectable 2 million damage even against the strong affinity there. And Aox, the Skull Crusher. I put Skull Crusher into the crit rate gloves. He was doing about 1.4, 1.5 million before. Now he's up to about 2.5. So we got another million out of him. And that's kind of the other thing. You just try to squeak out whatever you can on your champions. But Ninja, man, I tell you what, this guy does some work for a free champion that we all, unfortunately people can't get him now, but tell you what, he's pretty solid. All right, so let's jump into Ultra Nightmare. We've got Magic Affinity. So I tell you what though, since this is Ultra Nightmare, it's good. The damage coming in is going to be a little bit harder. I'm going to just go ahead and keep Rosin in here because that'll give us the buff removal on the A1. And now what this also gives us is a team where pretty much everyone here, I think except for Aox, is over 4K defense. So we should be able to do a fairly decent job here. We'll see how Vergis does here. I've run Vergis against negative affinity though, and he seems to do just fine. He's got a lot of survivability. Okay, let's go with get that attack down. Rosin, do your decreased defense weaken. Just keep popping the poisons. Let's see if Rosin can get lucky here and remove that attack up. There we go. See, that's kind of what's nice about Rosin too, is he's able to remove that buff. We'll just keep running this till the stun goes through. I'll tell you, Vergis coming through some pretty big shots here. Alright, stun's going to come through. It's going to hit Vergis, of course, which is fine. And now we can just go ahead and pop auto. See how these guys roll. But you can see kind of the same thing here, and again, this is why Aox, I love this guy so much. You can see we've already got decreased attack up for 5 turns. We've got decreased defense on. It just fell off 1 turn, but it was up there for 4. So as long as these debuffs keep getting extended, it really helps your team do a lot more damage and stay alive a little bit longer. And again, we're trying to get to that 17 to 18 million neighborhood. That's what we're shooting for, because that, I know we can do it on Force. Got to see if we can do it on Magic, and then eventually, I don't think I've run it on Spirit yet for Ultra Nightmare. But Spirit could be a little bit of trouble because we do have a lot of Force champions that we have built here, but we do have Jareg we can bring in for Magic. We have Ninja to run on DPS if we have to. And eventually the goal is to get Aox tough enough to where he can still survive against the Spirit boss. But I think this is going to work out pretty well here, just because we do have 3 affinity strong champions who are all built very, very well. And see, Vergis just eats that stun and it's fine. He doesn't really take much damage from it. But the thing I found was I was trying to run Ultra Nightmare with, you know, around 3,500, 3,200 defense, and it just was not working out. It's like once you hit that turn 20, the hits were just hurting quite a bit. And so I just said, you know what, we're going to take everybody up as close as we can to 4,000 defense and see, we'll go for a little bit of overkill. And that seemed to really be the magic number that gave us the chance to survive a little longer and do a little bit more damage. Okay, I'd like to be at least close to 10 million by turn 20. That's kind of what we're shooting for here. Okay, good. Rosin needs you to keep removing that buff. You get decreased defense back up on him too. And then I think I'll get one more key later tonight. I might try Ninja on this as well to see how he does against the same affinity. It's just Ninja's defense, I don't know if it's going to be tough enough to let us do well here with him. Although with the way his damage escalates, if we only get him for 20 turns, it might be enough. So the problem is here we don't have the decreased defense up. And that is going to limit our damage a little bit. Which, like I said, I want to try to be close to 10 million by turn 20. He's resisting. I don't know how he's resisting. Rosin's got plenty of accuracy. Should not be getting resisted against Magic. But that's the RNG, typical Typical raid RNG. Alright, 10 million at 20. If we can get to at least turn 30, we're going to be close here. But again, we don't have that decreased defense up at all. That's really not good. Alright, there we go. Okay. Alright, decreased defense is up, and we got it extended to 6 turns now, so that's pretty good. It's a little late, but it's better late than never. Now we can start getting some big hits in here, hopefully. Starting to hurt a little bit. See, once you hit turn 20, that's where it just the damage starts coming in. We got to get some heals here. Got to get some lifesteal heals. Get these guys back up to full health. All right. Yeah, Burgess is gonna keep eating that stun, and which is fine. He'll heal himself back up. It's okay. But man, he's getting some tough hits now. We gotta make sure we can heal up here. Skull Crusher to get a big one. That's not so great. Alright, 13. Oh, we almost lost Skull Crusher. It's pretty close. Hopefully he can get a good shot in there. Rosin needs to heal himself up too. Ally protection. Okay, everybody's okay now. Except we're going to be up through 14. Okay, Burgess took a big shot there, but he can get himself back up here. And that's kind of the thing, you know, we got so much healing here. It's going to help us stay up and stay alive. Okay, well, we took a big shot there. All right, we're at 15. I need somebody to heal Skull Crusher. He might bite it here. Okay, there we go. Good job, Arigram. All right, we survived that. That's a big shot. I think we'll get at least 16 here. Although we're gonna need some heals. Let's say, Rosin, I need you to hit hard here. You're gonna go down next turn. Okay, good. So we got the stun. Burgess ate the stun. That's fine. 16 million. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Okay, we survived the big shot. That's good. We're gonna start losing people here pretty soon, though. Turn 30 is pretty far into it for where we are right now. All right, let's see. 17. We're close. Well, we're getting kind of low. All right, Rosin healed back up to full. We got plenty of poison up. Skull Crusher needs some help here. Okay, he might not. Skull Crusher might go. That's going to be kind of weird that he goes down first, because well, maybe we'll keep going. Okay, 18. We got it, guys. There we go. So we've done 18 on Force. We've done 18 on Magic. Looks like we're going to get a little bit higher here, too. Somebody please heal Skull Crusher. Let him get back up. Yeah, these guys might keep going here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Clan Boss said, alright, you've done enough tonight. What's crazy is look at Vergis, and this is his negative affinity, and he is still just going. He is an absolute machine. He's been tanking that stun for us this entire time. Okay, there you go. Just damage ramp up is catching up to us now. We're at turn 37. This is farthest I've made it on Ultra Nightmare. Alright, so Aox will do a little bit more here. We'll get at least a little bit more poison tick. Alright, 21 million on Ultra Nightmare. I am very happy with that. And like I said, here's Urgrim. And like I said, no books on him. 8.3 million Ultra Nightmare. Look at all the healing he's putting out. You know, 1.1 million healing. Even Rosin. Look at the healing we're getting off our lifesteal now. We got that crit rate going up with these guys. So nice job from Aox there. Vergis, you know, again, a respectable 2.1 million. You get 4 million out of Rosin here. And like I said, I get another key here. Oh god, it's 5 hours. Okay, that'll be around 3-8. I'll probably still be up, so I'll run another key and put Ninja in and see if we can get similar out of that on same affinity, but I don't think we will just because of the defense being lower. So let's see, Ultra Nightmare. So we got 21.4. So we do 4 keys like that. That's 80 million. That puts us at the top chest. So considering where we were a week ago, This is very exciting. Our damage has been going up every single night. Like I said, we went 14, 15, 18, 21 now. So that's very, very exciting. But, wow, we're running a little long here. I don't want to run this long, but let me go in here now. We'll go take a look at our champions, kind of show you guys the build. And like I said, we still have some room to grow. We're still working on these champions. We'll kind of go through here real quick. So we take a look at Rosin here. You'll notice now I'm starting to get, we've got like all legendary accessories. That's kind of the cool thing that like I was talking about our spider team now, where we're able to farm it. We're getting a ton of accessories now to the point where we can kind of pick and choose. So here's Rosin. We've got him at 3,700 defense. I want to get this up to or above 4,000 if I can. So we still have a little bit of work to do there. His HP is fine. If I can get him to 4K defense and keep his HP right around here, I'm fine with that. Speed is a little low, but remember we're getting that speed aura from Uragrim, which is why we're kind of going a little bit lower on the speed so we can get stats in these other areas. And as the gear gets better, obviously that will go up. Obviously we'll get more crit damage. We'll hopefully get him crit capped. His accuracy is pretty much okay here. 226 is fine. We can get a little bit higher maybe. But Rosin's in a pretty good spot. We still have a lot of work to do though. We haven't even rolled up his gloves all the way yet. Actually, one more roll will get his crit rate over 100%. So that's something we should probably do. So there's Rosin. He's pretty sturdy. Now Ninja we've been working on. I got to get some better gear for Ninja. You can see here he's actually in a common defense chest piece. So we can definitely improve that. We haven't rolled up his crit damage amulet all the way up yet. And I'm kind of half thinking of the idea of putting him into a defensive. I've got this revenge amulet, which would give him counterattack chance. And this would help get his accuracy up as well. But we could stick him in this for some extra defense to make him a little bit more sturdy. So I may try that out at some point and see if it's worth losing that little bit of damage. Because he does do so much damage off of his ramp up. So I don't know. You can see his stats here. Again, we've only got him at 3,000 defense. So it's going to be tough to run him in Ultra Nightmare past turn 20. He'll be okay with all the healing we're putting out, but I think past turn 20 it's going to be tough to keep him alive. We've got him crit capped, so he's able to put out a pretty good amount of damage. I'd like to get his accuracy up a little higher so he's consistently hitting his decreased defense. So that's kind of how we have Ninja there. And then we've got Uragrim here, who again, still working on him. We've got some gear to roll up. Could get him some better gear as well. And I had to put him in this crit damage amulet because I don't have a defense amulet yet. Oh, we did get one to drop. Okay, never mind. But I don't think I want to use this because you'll notice here it's going to drop my accuracy down. So we're kind of waiting to get a defense amulet that will give us a little bit of accuracy with the substats, because that will allow us to put him in defense. And so you can see here he's at 4,000 already. So once we can get even more, that'll be kind of nice. And keep his accuracy up. But you see his speed's at 211, and he's also got the speed aura coming into it. Crit rate, we didn't really care much on him because he is our primary poisoner. He's just basically in there to put his poisons out and heal people up. And you can see here we have 2 books there. One book, and you can see how much more healing we're going to get. Cooldown's going to decrease as well. Get some more damage, some debuffs on those poisons. And then get some cooldowns here as well on this. So once we get those books in him, I think he's going to be an absolute machine. And you got your 20% speed aura there. So been a great replacement for Frozen Banshee. Been really enjoying using him there. All right, so we got Aox. Aox is who I've been working on the last couple of days. I still got to roll some gear up here. What boots is he? Is he okay, yeah. See, so I was able to move him into defense boots, which is kind of good. And his speed, again, 183 with defense boots is pretty solid. Then he's getting that boost from Uragrim as well. And you look at this, 4,400 defense. So we can kind of actually look at getting his HP up a little bit higher here. But we just had to make him, he was down around 3,300, and he was just not holding up very well. He was the first one to die every single time. So I went ahead and just put him into this defense build. We got a defense banner. We've got defense boots. We got defense pretty much everywhere on him. So we may decide whether or not we want to put him into some kind of crit rate glove, see if we can get more damage out of him. But since he has poisons, he still does pretty decent damage even without the crit rate gloves. So I haven't really touched him. But you can see here we're still in like uncommon pieces, 5-star pieces. So we got a lot of room to improve the gear, definitely when it comes to that. We've got Skull Crusher here again. He's our counterattack guy. Kind of a mishmash gear here, but the lifesteal set, we did go ahead and move him into the crit rate gloves, and we've got him in speed boots and defense chests. We could even get more defense out of him, which is crazy. But I did give him the defense amulet since we got one to drop, and he got it instead of Urgrim, so we'll hopefully get one for Urgrim pretty soon. We got this defense ring with a triple defense roll, and then a defense banner here with a little bit of speed on it. So, and these are all 5-star pieces again, so we got a lot of room to improve. And he's at 4K defense, 4,400 HP. It'd be nice if we get his crit rate up to 100%. We don't want his accuracy high because we don't want him actually landing his debuff. But that's kind of the way his build is now. And then we do have a couple of the others. So here's Jareg, and I was talking about how we kind of sub him in for Spirit for somebody. But again, his build is still lacking. We're only at 3,000 defense, which is okay for Nightmare, but it's not going to cut it on Ultra Nightmare. Even against the Spirit boss, we need to get them up closer to 4,000. And then we also need to get his HP up. So Dreg is a little bit gear intensive. We just don't have the mix of gear yet to really make great use of him going up to Ultra Nightmare. So there's that. But you can kind of see his stats there. Then we have Vergis, who I absolutely love this guy. I just finally, I've had him on the account for a while, but I never got around to building him. And I was looking at his kit one day and I said, man, this guy actually looks like he could be pretty good for Clan Boss. Just looking at, he's got the reflect damage, he's got continuous heal, increased speed, reflect damage, ally protection, increased defense. And then he's got the second wind passive, which puts the shield up on him. You saw him taking that stun against the magic boss. Pretty crazy. Now he's got this defense aura, which is good for dungeons, and actually he's helped me beat some Doom Tower bosses as well. So kind of good. We got his masteries all finished. I don't know why those are showing up as the wrong mastery, but that's kind of funny. And you can see his Vergis being a defense champion. He's got a base defense of 1310 at level 60, so he's easy to build. And you can see we very easily got him to 4,300 defense. We actually do have him crit capped. He actually can put out a surprising amount of damage. So really enjoying Vergis. He seems to be a pretty amazing champion. And we do have Grush. I had been goofing around with him in Stalwart gear, but he just kind of is the failed experiment so far. I haven't been able to really get him going yet, even with that leech that he's got. So maybe someday we'll figure him out, but I'm really happy with the progress so far. So we've now got to a point where we can 4-key Force. We can probably 4-key Magic. And we just need to do a test on Spirit. And like I said, if I find out I can start doing 18 to 20 million damage per key on those, I'm just going to go full into Ultra Nightmare and just start hitting that. And we also do have Great Hall as well, so we've got a lot of work to do here. In terms of HP, defense, crit damage, all these areas will help our Clan Boss team as we continue to progress with that. So pretty exciting week. It's been a pretty good week for the free-to-play account. Once we can make that jump to Ultra Nightmare, I think that's going to be really cool for at least getting rewards and everything. We're doing a decent job getting some shards now. You'll notice we do have 6 voids. I decided not to pull my void shards on the 2X because I really like the fusion. I've never actually gone for a traditional fusion on this account other than Brogni, and we burned out on that real quick. So I'm going to actually save my shards and see if we can go after the new guy, the new high health champion, see if we can get him. So I'm actually going to go ahead and go into silver farm mode over the weekend, and we're going to start saving up our silver for any of those events. Got to start farming some potions, doing all that stuff. So that's kind of what our next big thing is. We've got the spider farm down. We've got the Clan Boss team mostly figured out, so making some good strides. I'm going to try to push through the end of this Doom Tower as well on this rotation. So exciting times on the free-to-play account. And sorry that this episode ran so long. I did not mean for it to go almost 40 minutes, but we got into the Ultra Nightmare there and kind of did a good job, so it ran a little bit over. As always, guys, if you have any questions about anything you saw in the video, feel free to leave it down below, and I'll do my best to get you an answer as soon as I can. As always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again next time.